Hello, I'm Leslie Wilcox. Welcome to a series of education clips on service automation. Today we're going to talk about what I will call the myths of RPA. And the interesting thing when you do research is that you discover things you didn't expect. That's why we call it research. And in robotic process automation, we've now written 3 books and we keep discovering things we never expected. So what I'm going to talk about is 10 of the assumptions we made about RPA that proved to be completely incorrect. So the first assumption that I will talk about is the assumption that RPA is only used to replace humans with technology, leading to payoffs. We actually haven't found that. In virtually all the cases we have researched, there have been very few layoffs as a result of RPA. What's actually happening is people tend to be doing a lot more with the same or slightly less human beings, and the human beings are being moved into other tasks and very often more interesting work. The second myth is that business operations staffs feel threatened by RPA. We've actually very rarely found that. We found in fact quite the reverse, that they very often embrace RPA as taking the robot out of the human, that is taking away the least interesting work, the repetitive work, the work they really hate doing that gets in the way of them doing the more interesting tasks. The third myth is that RPA replaces the IT department. Of course, RPA was originally designed to replace the IT department in the sense that you got fed up being in the IT priority queue, very low down on it, and this armed business operations people to almost declare it UDI, Actual Declaration of Independence, from the IT function. But in fact, if you want to scale RPA, you have to have an intimate, strong relationship with the IT function. You're hugely dependent upon their security, their governance, their technology platforms. This has to be a partnership if you're going to use RPA to any scale whatsoever in your organization. The next myth is one about RPA will bring back many jobs from offshore. We're not finding that to be the case. So far as jobs are coming back from offshore, those jobs are being automated and not being given to people to do. The next myth is that RPA is driven only by cost savings. In fact, we've coined a phrase, the triple win from RPA, to show that actually it's not just about cost savings, and very often not even mainly about cost savings. There are multiple business benefits both for shareholders and employees, but also ultimately for customers. Another day I'll talk about how actually RPA, despite being dumb and a quick win, opportunistic type of tactical piece of software, ends up in the good organizations, the effective organizations, the effective users, being quite a strategic tool. The next myth I will point about is that the idea that RPA is replacing an entire person's job. In fact, it's replacing the repetitive, uninteresting parts of people's jobs. As one example, when you've got very highly paid people, like people who are investment brokers, and you saddle them with a lot of uninteresting, low-level tasks, the first thing that they want to do is to automate those tasks so that they can focus upon the high value added type of work. So that's a myth too. The myth that you can apply RPA to any process. It's pretty clear that it's restricted to using structured data where you've got a stabilized, optimized process that's rules-based, that needs a definite one outcome. That restricts your use of RPA quite a lot. The next myth, a whole process needs to be automated to get a great business case. We're not finding that. We're finding sub-processes can be automated and you still get a great business benefit case. I've added 2 new myths that come up from looking at our third book, the research that we did for that. RPA is best used as a quick process fix. I mentioned earlier, actually no, it's probably best seen as a strategic weapon. We'll give examples in later clips as to companies that have actually used RPA as a strategic weapon, and you can read about them in our several different books. The final myth I would like to point to is that cognitive automation and AI tools supersede RPA. The myth that somehow RPA is low level and has been superseded, passed by these new technologies. In fact, RPA is quite foundational in the service automation suite of technologies, and suppliers are already building platforms that enable you to fit RPA and make it complementary to and compatible with various cognitive automation technologies. And that will, in the future, also lead to AI tools as they become available, being able to slot into the service automation platform. So that one came out as quite a strong myth in our third book. That's all we're going to talk about today.